Alright, hello everyone, it's Diamond, and today I'm going to be talking about Sk8 the Infinity. This video is going to be unscripted, so I'm just going to be talking and kind of rambling on a little bit. I may stutter here and there, maybe just even take a bit pauses, because I want to make this really, special. This was something that I watched and enjoyed from start to finish. This is more so like an action-adventure kind of slice of life story, just about skating really, and it's really fun, like a sports anime. I haven't seen a lot of sports animes at all. This is kind of like my first time getting introduced into it, so I think it's cool to see how the concept was brought together. Our story starts off with Ricky, who is kind of introducing us to the entire story, kind of showing us what brings him motivation, what brings him joy. And for that, it's skating. It's a passion of his. Seeing him being able to do this was really inspiring. Not only that, but then we also come across some other characters that are in this underground skating area where they go all out with their talent. Along with this, he's accompanied by his friend Longa, who's previously been snowboarding as a talent of his as well, and picked up skating and adapted. He was able to do a lot better than most characters in the series. Now, when this was happening, I figured that Ricky was going to be the one to, lead the story. But it was Longa, the secondary character, that ended up just taking everything and taking most of the screen time and just really becoming the main character in his own right. Which is not a bad thing. It's really cool to see a side character almost kind of get the main character treatment. But I do think that is interesting and haven't seen that done a lot. Also, the other characters that accompany them as well have been really great as well. They all kind of work perfectly for each other and kind of balance out everything. So they do know when to have moments of action and moments of just relaxing. And I think it's perfect. Watching this so many times has made me just want to try out skating and kind of see what it would be like, even though I do know that I'm not going to pick up the skateboard and then become a professional in the first night. But it's still cool to see this happen, and I do want to try it eventually. The colors in the background music is perfect for an anime like this. I would suggest looking into the soundtrack. Not only that, but the intro is just great as well. It's something that you can always listen to. But for characters like Ricky and Longa, it was interesting, really interesting. Ricky became a character that more so designs the skateboards and figures out the pros and cons for them. So he's not so much as the skater, but more so of the engineer behind everything. But we do see him skate. One moment that I did like a lot was that it was acknowledged that he was kind of left behind. Longa showed up in his life and kind of outclassed him in a way. They're still friends, so they're not enemies, but the fact that they were doing this together and Ricky introduced him to it first and he was quickly surpassed, it kind of brought him shame and embarrassment and almost a bit of jealousy as well. But he decides to quickly fix that and races against the main antagonist and is seconds away from winning. So even though he didn't win the race for the final episode, he redeemed himself and he proved himself to be a good character. And Longa, for someone that shows up into the series very quiet and kind of introverted in a way, he does express himself and gradually grow as a character as the time goes on. I am hoping that we get a season 2 of this at the time of this recording, and I hope that when the season 2 does drop, it's going to be even better than the first one. I have some ideas for what they could do for season 2. Possibly show something like these characters traveling around and meeting different skaters. Maybe not from around the world, but just traveling, I would say, would be a good idea. Because I feel like they've done all they could for the underground skating area. Now they could always come back to it and just introduce new skaters showing up to impress everyone. but I feel like actually leaving and branching out to a whole new location could probably work. But if a Season 2 doesn't drop out and we just only have Season 1, then this is fine as well. So, this wasn't really a review, I would say. I don't really know what I would call this. Kind of just me just talking about why I enjoyed this, and hopefully this convinced you to check it out, or at least revisit it again. So if you did enjoy this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. That being said, this has been Diamond Legend, and I'm off.